Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. 10 years later, Taylor Sheridan's thriller, that's on Amazon Prime Video, is still better than his Yellowstone shows. One of Taylor Sheridan's earliest projects, Sicario, is currently available on Amazon Prime Video, and it's still superior to his work on Yellowstone. The Kevin Costner-led neo-western kicked off in 2018, and despite a lukewarm reception to the first season, the series quickly became a hit, providing Paramount Network with a contender in the prestige television game. Until Yellowstone's ending in 2024, Taylor Sheridan's series was consistently one of the most viewed shows in the world, resulting in multiple spin-off series and other high-budget television projects for Sheridan on Paramount+. Taylor Sheridan has become a prolific success from Yellowstone, with his work essentially carrying Paramount+ on its back, giving it a chance against more prominent services like Netflix and Hulu, which have had far longer to accumulate libraries of original, exclusive content. Sheridan's TV shows include Tulsa King, 1923, and most recently, the Billy Bob Thornton-led oil industry drama, Landman. Though they haven't all been critically acclaimed, they've practically all been popular, with the mega producer pumping out multiple seasons of television each year. Despite all of Sheridan's work on the Yellowstone franchise and his other series being popular, he's yet to have a project that tops Sicario as the crowning jewel of his filmography. The 2015 movie was Taylor Sheridan's entry into screenwriting after struggling as an actor for years on shows like Sons of Anarchy. Sheridan's writing, combined with the esteemed quality of filmmaker Denis Villeneuve, Dune, Blade Runner 2049, made Sicario one of the most compelling, rich action/crime thriller films of the decade, even spawning a sequel that was less well-received. Taylor Sheridan's various shows have their high points and their low points. The disparity in quality between, say, Yellowstone Season 3 and Yellowstone Season 5 is drastic, even though there are moments of genius in both. Sicario's success could be attributed to Denis Villeneuve's direction, as the 2018 sequel, which didn't involve him, was met with far more mediocre reception. Even though Sheridan proved he wasn't a one-hit wonder with 2016's Hell or High Water, another great film that earned him an Oscar nomination, it's worth examining why he's yet to live up to Sicario. Taylor Sheridan is undoubtedly successful, and the popularity of his work is indicative of writing oriented toward a target audience that he's proven capable of impressing. That being said, there's a noticeable difference in quality between his earlier work and his newer shows. Even in cases like Landman, a show that's been well-received and earned Golden Globe nominations, it's not that the writing is bad. It's primarily that it's repetitive in its use of character archetypes and dramatic stakes that have already been used in Yellowstone and his other series. Billy Bob Thornton's Tommy Norris is an incredibly entertaining character, but it's hard not to note the similarities between his dialogue and John Dutton's. Landman Episode 4 even saw Rebecca Falcone directly repeat a zinger line that Beth Dutton said in Yellowstone Season 3. Taylor Sheridan isn't going to stop pumping these shows out as long as they're still finding success on Paramount+, which is frustrating given what he's proven capable of when giving the proper time and attention to his projects. The issue of quantity over quality is becoming apparent. It's not like Taylor Sheridan is in need of some career revival where he needs to rely on Denis Villeneuve for a sequel. However, the prospect of this duo reuniting for a third Sicario film is too exciting not to consider. Given that it's been 10 years since the first film, it would be fascinating to see how both artists have developed in their craft. Denis Villeneuve is currently working on his third Dune movie, and Sheridan is booked up with 1923, another upcoming Yellowstone sequel, and subsequent seasons for his other series, so there would be a wait. Even if it means holding off for a few more years, if both parties are interested, Sicario 3 could be an excellent film, especially given how much of an audience the original movie has accumulated over time. There's been discussion on and off for years about them returning for another sequel, and especially now that Yellowstone is over and done with, it's the perfect time for Sheridan to take a break and return to Sicario. A decade has passed since Taylor Sheridan's unnamed thriller debuted on Amazon Prime Video, and it remains a masterpiece that effortlessly surpasses even his wildly popular Yellowstone universe. While Yellowstone and its spin-offs have garnered enormous success and a devoted fan base, this thriller, an underappreciated gem, continues to resonate with audiences and critics alike for its profound storytelling, gripping performances, and hauntingly evocative atmosphere. The unassuming release. When this Sheridan thriller premiered on Amazon Prime Video, it was overshadowed by the growing hype surrounding Yellowstone. Sheridan, already celebrated for his gritty and uncompromising narratives in films like Hell or High Water and Sicario, was hailed as a modern auteur of the American West. The thriller, however, marked a departure from the sun-soaked plains and sprawling ranches he'd become synonymous with, delving instead into a world of shadowy moral ambiguity and urban chaos. The film didn't receive the explosive fanfare of Yellowstone or the sprawling epics that followed. But for those who stumbled upon it, it was an unforgettable experience, a taut, layered exploration of human nature that refused to conform to conventional genre tropes. Why it outshines Yellowstone. While the Yellowstone franchise excels in its sprawling narratives and the Shakespearean drama of the Dutton family, this Amazon Prime thriller cuts deeper by stripping away excess and focusing on raw, elemental storytelling. Where Yellowstone sprawls, the thriller sharpens. Where the former is steeped in romanticism, the latter embraces the cold, unforgiving reality. 1. Compact brilliance. At its heart, the thriller demonstrates the power of brevity. Clocking in at just under 2 hours, it achieves what multi-season sagas often fail to do, an emotional punch that lingers long after the credits roll. Every scene, line of dialogue, and camera angle serves a purpose. In contrast, Yellowstone often relies on extended subplots and meandering arcs to fill its seasons. The thriller's efficiency is its greatest strength, condensing an epic's worth of character development and moral dilemmas into a razor-sharp narrative. 2. Characters that haunt you. Sheridan's thriller introduces characters whose struggles and flaws feel uncomfortably real. The protagonist, a reluctant anti-hero played to perfection by a yet-to-be-redeemed A-list actor, delivers a performance that ranks among the best in Sheridan's canon. His descent into moral ambiguity is both tragic and relatable, a far cry from the sometimes larger-than-life Dutton family. These characters aren't symbols or archetypes. They're humans, messy and vulnerable, trapped in a world that offers no easy answers. 3. A world without romanticism. While Yellowstone revels in the rugged beauty of Montana and the mythic allure of cowboy life, the thriller presents a starkly different aesthetic. Set against the backdrop of a decaying urban landscape, the film replaces sweeping vistas with cramped alleys and neon-lit despair. Sheridan's signature ability to make a setting a character in its own right is on full display, but here it's the suffocating chaos of the city that takes center stage. This shift in setting amplifies the story's themes of entrapment and moral decay, creating a visceral tension that's impossible to shake. Themes that resonate. At its core, the Amazon Prime thriller is a meditation on survival in a morally bankrupt world. Sheridan's hallmark, the examination of justice, loyalty, and the cost of violence, is present here, but with a sharper, more cynical edge. The film asks the viewer to confront uncomfortable questions. What are we willing to sacrifice to protect those we love? Can we ever truly escape the consequences of our actions? And perhaps most poignantly, is redemption possible for those who have crossed irredeemable lines? These questions are explored with a depth and nuance that few films, let alone TV series, manage. While Yellowstone grapples with legacy and land, the thriller delves into the human soul's dark recesses, offering no easy answers or comforting resolutions. This lack of resolution is precisely what makes it so enduring. A decade later, viewers are still unpacking its layers, finding new meanings in its silences and unanswered questions. The performances. It's impossible to discuss the film's lasting impact without highlighting the performances. Sheridan's ability to draw out career-defining work from his cast is unparalleled, and this thriller is no exception. The lead actor's portrayal of a man unraveling under the weight of his choices is devastatingly raw, while the supporting cast, including an unforgettable turn by an underrated character actor, delivers equally compelling performances. Together, they create a tapestry of humanity that feels both intimate and epic.